All right, so now that we've covered some of the basics of how to get started in SPSS and just kind of an introduction into what the program is and how to use it, we're going to transition into some descriptive statistics, so mean, standard deviation, how to compare means and compute variables and things like that. So I'm going to use the same data set that I used in the last video. So I'm just going to go ahead and click that and just open that up. The first thing that I'm going to show you how to do is compute a variable. So you could use that. It's a great function and you can use it for a number of different things, but in this case I'm going to use it to calculate the total hit rate score. So I'm going to combine the scores from self-reference hit rate and then the word hit rate. So to do that, I'm just going to click transform and then go to compute variable, and you'll see a box that says target variable, and in that box you want to make sure that you type the name of what you want that new column to be named. So in this case I'm going to write total HR for total hit rate. Just make sure that when you're naming your variables it's something descriptive and something that you'll be able to recognize later on. So next I'm just going to move the self hit rate score over and make sure that you indicate what you want SPSS to do with this data. So since I want a total, I'm going to add these two things together. So I'm going to move the word hit rate over as well, and I'm just going to click OK. And you'll see now that you have an additional column, and it's just the total of those two columns, those two scores added together. It's pretty simple, but it could be very helpful because then you can run descriptives on the total hit rate rather than just one or the other. The next thing I want to do is show you how to do just the basic descriptives like mean, standard deviation, and things of that nature. It's pretty simple and it gives you some helpful information. So to do that, just go to descriptive statistics and you'll see a little box that says frequencies, descriptives. Just make sure you select descriptives and you can move over the variable that you want to analyze. So in this case, let's say I wanted to analyze their self-referenced false alarm rate. So I move that variable over. Before you select OK, make sure you go through options and you'll see in this window all of the different things that SPSS can do for you. So you can have it calculate, range and variance and things of that nature, but I just want the mean, standard deviation, sum, minimum, and maximum. So go ahead and click continue and then click OK. And you'll see in your output a table called descriptive stats, and you'll see how many participants there were and the minimum and maximum scores, the total, and the mean and standard deviation. The one thing I really like about SPSS is in these descriptive statistics tables how easy it is to read and how it is pretty simple to follow. The next thing I want to show you how to do is to convert that into Z-scores, and it's very similar to what we've just done. So you'll want to go back to descriptives in the descriptive statistics, and I'm going to leave everything the same, but instead of just clicking OK, there's this box down here that says Save Standardized Values as Variables, and just go ahead and select that, click OK, and now you'll see in your data set, in data view, that there is another column and it is called Z self false alarm rate. So that is the Z-score of their self-reference false alarm rate scores. So yeah. Next we're going to calculate frequencies. And you can just use this if you want to know how frequently something occurred in your data set. So in this data set I want to know how many men were in the study and how many women were participants. So I will go to descriptives and and then I will select frequencies. and again, just move over the variable that you want to analyze. So let's say I wanted to do gender. I would just move that over, click OK, and then you'll see in your output, again with these nice tables, how many total participants there were, but it also breaks it down into how many female participants and how many male participants were in the study. So I find that to be pretty helpful. And the last thing that I just want to touch on very briefly is how to compare means. So you would use the descriptive statistics, standard deviation, mean, things like that on your more continuous variables. So I've done that with my, my scores. But that's not really helpful in terms of things like gender. So I'm just going to show you how to compare the means. And so for this, just go to Analyze, Compare Means, and then select Means. And in this box, you have to specify between dependent variables and independent variables. And just be careful, make sure you're reading this correctly, because I did this backwards earlier and couldn't understand what was wrong. So it's really not hard to fix if you do mess it up. But just make sure that you keep your variables straight. So in this case, I want the dependent variable to be their total hit rate. So their total hit rate scores, how many words they accurately recalled. And I want the independent variable to be gender. So I want to see how gender may have possibly affected their hit rate. See if there's a difference, just a difference between the means. So click OK. And you'll see in the report box down here, again, it tells you how many participants were male and female, but it also gives you the mean score and the standard deviation for the group. So yeah, I just wanted to cover some of the basics of the descriptive statistics in SPSS.